looking at parallel and perpendicular lines today, which is pretty nice. We had a nice little review of slope on Friday. That was like the super easiest day ever. You remember that? Okay. And so just for giggles here, to refresh your memory, let's go ahead and write down the formula for slope. What is the formula for the slope between two ordered pairs? That is the slope-intercept form. Only thing anyone ever remembers from algebra. Rise with the y's. Rise with the y's. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, so again, this is the formula for slope. It's super important. And just like if we're just counting slope, rise over run. Rise, that's a R-I-S-E, not a C. Rise over run. I like to say rise with the y's. It rhymes. Maybe it'll help you remember that the y's have to go on top. Really, really important, okay? Now, how do we know if lines are parallel? How do we use slope? If lines are supposed to be parallel, they never intersect. In order to never intersect, what must their rise and run be? The same, yeah. The rise and the run has to be the same. And so if we have parallel lines, it must be true that parallel lines, in order to never intersect, parallel lines have the same slopes. Very important. So parallel lines, and again, we have our nice little symbol for parallel. Oh, the two little double slanty lines there. They must have the same slope, and that's very, very nice. If their slopes match, then we know we have parallel lines. Okay. All right, perpendicular lines. Anybody know how to tell if two lines are perpendicular?
When they touch.
Well, no. Well, it's true that they will touch, but they have to touch at a very specific. Opposite reciprocal is correct. Very good. Perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines have opposite. I like the word opposite. Opposite reciprocal slopes. And we use the symbol that's sort of upside down T for perpendicular. So we have two symbols, parallel and perpendicular, but opposite reciprocal is the key there, opposite reciprocal. So for some examples of opposite reciprocals, or I don't really like the word negative, I want opposite, because opposite implies, I think negative implies that it's going to be negative, but it's not true. Opposite means it's going to be the opposite, all right? So if one's positive, what must the perpendicular one be? Negative. If one's negative, the other one must be positive. They have to be opposites. All right, one positive, one negative. Reciprocal. So here, if I have a slope of 3/4, what's its opposite reciprocal? Negative 4/3. Reciprocal flips the fraction. Okay. Negative 7/8.
8/7.
Positive 8/7. Very good. So what about 2?
Negative upside down.
Yeah, upside down 2. Negative 1/2. Yeah, this is 2/1. That's how you think about that. It is a fraction currently. We just sort of an invisible one. All right. So, and the negative or opposite reciprocal would be negative 1/2. Okay. What's the opposite reciprocal of 1? Negative 1/1. It's the same thing, yeah? So again, it's already a fraction 1/1, and if you do the opposite, it becomes negative, and if you flip the fraction, it's still 1/1, okay? So a little bit tricky there. Ooh, what is the opposite reciprocal of a 0 slope? No, right now it's 0 over 1. What's the...
1 over 0.
1 over 0. What is 1 over 0?
Negative. Can't have negative.
When the 0 is undefined. Oh. All right, when the 0 is under, it's undefined. Also can't put a negative there. There is no opposite of 0, so that doesn't make any sense. But here we have a 0 slope. That's a horizontal line. So what would be perpendicular to a horizontal line? A vertical line, yeah, perpendicular. So one is horizontal, one is vertical. Quentin.
Do we, when it's a whole number, do we have to put it into a fraction?
To find what is perpendicular? Yeah. Oh, you mean like writing it 2 over 1?
Yeah.
No, you don't have to.
Okay, so we can just have it.
You can just know that it becomes 1/2.
Okay.
I like the visual myself to see that, oh, we're flipping the fraction. All right, this is for reminders later. Okay, here we go. So we want to use slope to determine if lines AB and CD are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Okay, so A and B here, I want to find the slope of line AB. So I am going to use my little notation. This is line AB, and we want to find the slope. So using A and B, what should I subtract? 6 minus 3 over
2 plus
2 minus a negative 2, which does become 2 plus 2. 6 minus 3 is 3 over 4 for the slope of AB. And then we want to find CD. So I'm going to say nice notation here, C and D. And again, I want to find the slope using points C and D. Don't get confused, ladies and gentlemen. Use some color to help you out so that you don't subtract the wrong ordered pairs, okay? I want to find the slope between C and D. So what are we going to subtract for C and D?
So I did 3 minus 0 and then 3 minus negative 1.
Good. 3 minus 0, so 3 minus 0 over 3 minus a negative 1, again, which becomes plus. So we get 3 over 4. All right, what does that mean if they match? They are parallel. Very good. Okay. Let's go down to number 3. Again, we want to find the slope for line AB. So what should we subtract? 6 minus 8. I'm on number 3. 6 minus 8 over 2 minus a negative 1, which again becomes plus. So I get, let's see, 6 minus 8 is negative 2 over 3. So negative 2/3. And between C and D? Good. 3 minus 2 over 3 minus a negative 1. So 3 minus 2 is 1. 3 minus a negative 1 turns to plus, and we get 1/4. What are these? Parallel? Perpendicular?
perpendicular.
How the heck are they perpendicular?
No, I think they're NA, right?
No, neither. Yeah, neither. If they were perpendicular and I have a slope of negative 2/3, what should the slope of CD be? 3 over 2. Yeah, it should be the opposite reciprocal. So this is neither. I fooled you. Okay. Let's look at number 4. All right, so again, between A and B, for line AB, so just using A and B, my slopes are going to be 4 minus 3 over negative 1 minus 2. What do I get?
Wouldn't it just be, because it would be 4 minus 3 is 1. And
Yeah, why didn't it just be negative 1?
oh,
Negative 1/3. Yep, negative 1/3. Good. Negative 1. We're here in negative land, and we've moved left 2 units, so we're still at negative 3. All right, so the slope is negative 1/3. All right, and then what is, let's see, we have C and D. So using points C and D, my slope would be 6 minus 3 over -4 minus a -5. 6 minus 3 is 3. -4 plus 5 becomes 1. All right.
Perpendicular.
There's perpendicular. Opposite reciprocal. Change the sign and flip your fraction. You've got a match. So that is perpendicular. Okay, questions on those? Good so far? All right. Will you take 3 minutes and do number 8 and 9? Go ahead on your papers and do number 8 and 9. Oops, daisy. Always reduce? Yes. All right, what was the slope on number 8 on line AB?
-1/2.
-1/2. Good.
CD was -1/2. So.
Yeah, okay, and CD was also -1/2, which means they are parallel. Very good. Now, what about number 9? What was the slope for line AB?
9/0.
All right, so for line AB, your slope ended up being 9/0, which is when the 0 is under, it is undefined. All right. All right, and then for CD, for line CD, what did your slope end up being? What did 0/3? Yeah. All right. What is 0 divided by any number?
0.
0. Okay. So tell me, what does an undefined slope look like?
Up and down.
Yeah, a vertical line. Undefined slope. Crazy fall off a cliff. Like that don't work. No. Okay. And then what does a 0 slope look like?
Horizontal.
Horizontal. And if one thing is vertical and one thing is horizontal, they must be perpendicular. Okay. Super. Any questions on those? Nope. Okay, super. So then, on number 11, we have point A at negative 9, 12, and point B at negative 2, 2. And point C as at, I don't know, but 6 for the y-coordinate. Okay. And D is at negative 5, negative 2. We want to find the value of x. So they're actually wanting us to find the value of that unknown thing right there. That's the big question mark. So that our lines are parallel. We want them to be parallel. So what should we do? Where do you think we need to start? What can we figure out?
AB.
We can figure out the slope of AB for sure. So let's look at line AB and let's actually figure out the slope. So using our A and B point, let's see, my slope is going to be 2 minus a negative 12 over
Negative 2 minus negative.
Yeah, good. Negative 2 minus the negative 9, perfect. So negative 2 plus 12 turns out to be 14. Negative 2 plus 9 turns out to be 7. And of course that reduces to a 2. So I know that the slope of AB is going to be 2. And I also know that the slopes have to be parallel. So what does CD's slope have to be?
Negative 2.
2 as well. Parallel, right? Parallel means the same slope. So I know that CD needs to have a slope of 2 as well, since they are parallel. All right, well, let's see. I know that the slope of CD needs to be 2. It needs to match. Well, let's see. What else do I know? Using C and D, can I set up my slope formula? Okay, so same thing. So y2 minus y1. Using points C and D, I'm going to do negative 2 minus 6, so subtracting my y values. And then I'm going to subtract my x values. So I have negative 5 minus x. So what I've done is set up an equation that we're going to solve. I'm going to clean this up now. I know I want it to equal 2 because it needs to be parallel to line AB. And let's see, negative 2 minus 6 is negative 8 over negative 5 minus x. How do you solve something like this, you guys? What if I put a 1 underneath the 2?
There we go.
Cross multiply. Do you remember that? It's been a while, yeah? Cross multiply. All right, this is a proportion. So what we're going to do is cross multiply. So I'm going to do 2 times the whole denominator. I'm going to over here because I ran out of room over here. So we're going to do 2 times my denominator of negative 5 minus x is equal to 1 times my numerator of negative 8. What is 1 times negative 8? Negative 8. Okay. So we cross multiply to create an equivalent equation. And then what do we need to do now looking at this equation? Distribute. Yeah, good. All right. So 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. And 2 times negative x is negative 2x equals negative 8. Then what should we do? Add the 10. All right, we can add 10. Add 10. So I get negative 2x equals 2. And then divide by negative 2. And x equals negative 1. Very good. So that was the value of x that gives us an ordered pair that makes it parallel. Okay. So let me draw this right over here. Ooh, where we go? Okay. All right. So important here, we figured out what the slope of AB was, and then we use that same slope to help us solve for the value of x, okay? Now, number 12. Here, I have A is 9, 2, and B is negative 1y. and C and D are given, negative 516 and D is negative 811. We want to find the value of X so that now, so that AB and CD are perpendicular. Okay, All right, we want them to be perpendicular. What does that mean about their slopes? Opposite reciprocal slopes. Okay, so what can we figure out right now?
Line CD.
CD. All right, we have information about C and D fully. So CD, the slope of CD is 11 minus 16 over negative 8 minus a negative 5.
Which would be 5 over.
Negative 5 over negative 3, which does give you 5/3. Beautiful. Which means, what does AB's slope need to be? Negative 3/5. Very good. To be perpendicular, yeah? So we want AB to be perpendicular, so we're going to know that that has to be a negative 3/5 then. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Super. So then now let's use A and B and set up a nice little equation for us. We know that it has to be negative 3/5, and now we can use our slope formula and our ordered pairs for A and B. So let's see, that's going to be y minus 2 over negative 1 minus 9. What is negative 1 minus 9? Ooh. Negative 10. That's a whole lot of negatives. Yeah, there's 10 negative. I'm just going to change that to a negative 10. Here we go. All right, now I have a fraction equal to a fraction. How do you solve that? Cross multiply. All right, so we're going to cross multiply. So I have 5 times the y minus 2 equals
30.
Yeah, negative 10 times negative 3 gives me positive 30. And then what should we do? Distribute. All right, so I get 5y minus 10 equals 30. And then add the 10. So I get 5y equals 40, which means y is equal to 8. Okay, do you have questions for me? Good? You got it? All right, super. Then that is all we need to do right now. All right, you guys